All right. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's a beautiful July 20th out there. We're gonna start it here at the Resort House All-Staff Huddle, and then wherever we go afterwards, we'll be. I'm sure we'll have lots of fun with whatever endeavors we do. We've got the agenda being shared here. I see that we have the energy checks being poured into the chat. I will check those in a second. And proxy call. I know Felipe has Kim's line. I didn't see any other proxies. Are there any other proxies I should know about?
I have Elaine.
And all right, she has Elaine. Lisa has Elaine. Awesome. Anyone else? All right, not seeing anybody. If I am forgetting or the people who are proxies are forgetful, feel free to put it in the chat at some point, and then or when I call that person out, feel free to jump in if you need to. Looks like we got oh wow, Amanda T is at a 10. Well, shoot. All right, guys, looks like we got to reach her level. You got Lisa 9.1, Felipe 8, Chairlin 7, Jim 9.1, Jess 9. So by my account, just by Lily eyeballing it, looks like we're probably right around like 8.1, 8.2 ish. So that's pretty good. Maybe a little more than that. That's just an eyeball, pure guess. So Andrew Nash 9.8. I feel a little better about that estimation. All right. Well, that's good for that. Get the DOR board. I know Ari wanted me to put the oh, thank you, Carolyn. I was off by 0.5. Shoot. Ari wanted me to put the Monday burger BLC. I put burger BLC because actually it almost affects the rest of the days more because we're increasing all the burgers up. So it has been a discussion. It kind of fell out of discussion just by nature of us being busy and short staffed and such. And so things like that sometimes can fly off the radar a little bit. We're had to bring it back because it needs to happen soon, and we want to probably try to push it for next week for sure. So usually huddle topics or discussions usually are a good tool of pushing things for the next following week. So put it on there. And yeah, and then all the task review and appreciations of all that. Is there any discussion topic I have not noticed from passing or didn't see in my email that needs to be put on here? Right. Not seeing. Oh, hold on. We got two. Oh, okay. Perfect. Let's see. Lisa?
I have not sent out an email like we talked about in our meeting, but I just like to do a little blurb on safety shoes.
Thank you.
And uniform compliance.
Cool. And Monica?
I can't tell if Ari's in this call or not, but I know Ari wanted to talk about the statement of beliefs.
I think we did that. We did it last week, I believe. Oh, there he is.
Did we get to it last week? Sorry.
We didn't. I thought we did. Oh.
I don't think we did, but I could be mistaken.
All right. Did you want to talk about the statement of beliefs too this week?
That was what we moved from last week, but we can move it again.
Yeah,
I believe
if that's
it will
okay.
work out.
Yeah, we'll move it to next week just because we got a couple topics. And usually we're very tight on this part of the line. So, and we're already, yep, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Ari. Sorry about the keep pushing, but I guess it's important stuff that we're pushing in. So
it's okay. I'll say why it's okay later.
It's my belief that we will get to it. It'll be fruitful discussion.
Yes.
In the future. All right. That looks like we're good there. Let's do a Ari, just because I know you like fun random nonsense. We're doing a classic reverse huddle. We're starting from the bottom of the board. We're going up.
Right. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
It's not random.
All right. So to kick us off on our DOR board, leading the way as it does throughout the ZCOB training for the DOR board. So hello, Felipe.
Nice segue, Zach. Yeah. I'm a little flustered because I'm first, but that's great. Training, as you guys might expect, we've got lots of things going on in training. First thing we've got, I sent out an email to several people last night to point out that we had just finished our first run of Basic Food Safety Blitz for this session. And we got some people through, Isher, Greg Stoffer, Brooklyn, and Chef Jenny, all got through it and passed easily. But that does mean that we have a few people left to go. Andrew Delvecchio, Matthew Weiland, Shane, Cora, Hesna, Andrew Fisher are on the slate. So I've asked the managers, Lisa and Bob, to reach out to them and give them another nudge. They give them a little 1 week grace period to get it done. And we have more training coming down the pipe. We've got more people coming in. And again, I need road guides. And at this point, if I don't get any volunteers, I'm just going to be assigning them. I know that the managers have discussed an idea about where I can get a steady supply of road guides. And as soon as we follow up, as soon as we touch base about how that's going to work, or what they think that, what we feel that's going to look like, then we can start going forward with that plan. And I'm excited for that, but we haven't gotten that up and running yet. So in the meantime, I may just be reaching out to people and asking you directly to volunteer to take on some of the people that we've got that are rudderless so far. Other than that, I'm seeing a lot of good energy around training. I've been seeing some great training behind the bar. We've got a couple of people that are showing some excellent promise as becoming steady day-to-day bartenders. And that makes me very excited. And I'm looking forward to talking more about training next week when we have other stuff to talk about.
Awesome. Thank you, Felipe. Ari has a hand.
Ari, please.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Felipe, I'm sure this probably has come up before, but I just keep mentally here and there coming back to the idea of posting a scoreboard, so to speak, or a chart that shows the trainees with a line across with each class they're supposed to take, so that it would be in front of all of us, not to embarrass anybody. It's just like, I mean, in the day-to-day, I just don't think about it. It's never in my mind that Esher needs to take this class. But if I was looking at it every time I went by the side stand, I would say, hey, Esher, did you take this class? So right now, like, you know, because you're looking at it every day, but I think almost everybody else, it's an afterthought, and there's so much else going on that it's easy for us to just completely lose it.
Sure. Ari, is your idea to bring it to this huddle and post it at this huddle?
No,
Is it
to post it on the
in...
wall. Well, it could be at the huddle too, but I was thinking more of on the wall.
Sure.
Arts and crafts project.
Like just a sheet with the names and the classes that they need to take, because like, I don't even, to be honest, I mean, I should know, but I don't even know where to find it.
Right on, Ari. I can definitely do that. I can definitely start doing that. I'll touch base with Lisa and find out where that might be the best to display.
Okay.
Lisa has her hand up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's problems with it, but it's just what's been in my mind.
Yeah, and it is a good idea to have more of a visual reminder for people. The only issue with one of the issues with printing paper is it changes 2 minutes later because there's so many people on there and there's so many classes to take. So it might not be accurate. Sorry, loud family. Go on, you guys. And we already, there is a document. I mean, right, Felipe, that information exists on the progress report.
Yeah, that's the post toasties document that I can change the name of. But yes, it does exist, and it's, I believe everybody that should have access to it has it. It's all the road guides, all the managers have access to it, but not everybody does.
We could put it on one of the bar TVs, since we don't know if we're getting cable back. I'm just kidding.
I'm imagining that they would be able to fill it in too, like the training passport. So, I mean, it could just be like a erase thing that people can put stuff on.
We do have extra whiteboards downstairs that were DOR boards at one point.
Anyway, we don't have to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Now. It's just my thought is that sometimes the system is not helping to get the work done, and that Felipe's doing an awesome job, but the rest of us, like, it's completely off my mind until we get here. And that's not because I don't care. I just have a lot else going on.
Yep.
Well, I have an idea about how we could set that up. So
Okay.
let me play around with it a little bit.
I'm happy to help.
Thanks.
Just thinking of a systemic way to support the good work you're doing.
All right. Thank you. everyone. We got to push forward. We got a lot more lines to get to. We have Andrew Nash next for maintenance. Nice and early, Andrew. How you doing? Andrew, he's probably not used to being this early. Andrew. Well, if anybody has the ability to poke him if you're near downstairs, I feel like his laptop's probably up. He's just not quite there because he's not used to going at 10, 12. We'll hop back over to him and we'll.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you are there. Hello.
Yep. Hello. I just had to grab a pen real quick.
Hi.
Okay. I'll start with the big one, which is the water in the manager's office downstairs.
Ooh, Roadhouse Pond.
I'm sorry?
The basement pond.
Yes, exactly. I spoke to Louis this morning. I've got to do a little bit more research to figure out when and how it's happening. If it's happening with only biblical level flooding or if it's happening with regular rain, and then we can start moving from there. But if it is a persistent problem, I have bad news that it's probably going to be a very, very big fix. If it's only happening when we get these huge torrential rains, then we can deal with sort of the gutter situations because they're just getting overwhelmed and not taking the water away from the building as they should. So that's the sort of the big thing that's going on right now. Smaller things, I've got the curtain guy coming tomorrow for the patio curtains. I installed the ramp on the lip at the front door. And in doing that, I looked around a little bit, and we do have a lot of other trip hazards around, which is defined as anything more than a 1/4 inch change in level. So I'm going to have to start dealing with those as well, just to get in front of, people biting it. I definitely don't want that. So that's where we're at.
Sweet. Thank you, Andrew, very much for getting on top of Basement Pond. Anybody questions or comments for Andrew? Steamer? Question mark?
The steamer situation is the reverse osmosis system to be installed. I got the estimate for that and pushed it on to the proper authorities. And then the rust situation would be dealt with after the fact, after we get, because that's causing the rust. So the steamer manufacturer is actually looking into how best we can deal with that once we get it situated so it won't continue.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you, Monica, for the great question, and Andrew, great answers. We're going to bounce it over to Jillian with top 10, bottom 10. Jillian.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get a chance to get ready, so I'm not gonna put it on my visual right now.
Oh, okay. I'll take it off then.
Well, no.
Do you need me to come back for you, or are you good?
My chart. No, I just don't have any. Like, I'm in my pajamas still. I didn't get a chance to get ready.
Oh,
so
I know what you're saying.
You won't see my face.
That's okay.
But yeah, we had another pretty good week again. Our breakfast is super solid. We've got, I think, a really good, kind of blanket of favorites that people love and come back for. It's very consistent. We had the bacon and blue burger doing really well. Peach salmon was number 3, just under whitefish by like $8. It was super close. And then regular salmon was our lead for dinner. The cauliflower and curry still doing really well, and it's a beautiful dish. I love to see that come out. Our fried cherry pie is our absolute number 1 best-selling dish right now for desserts. Do have big favorite. I know a lot of people pushing it with gelato, which is awesome. Our gelato sales are still doing really well. Got a couple more dollars in the cup sales this week, which is good to see. It looks like those are moving a little bit at least now. And then that fried chicken sandwich at lunch is doing really well. That was a great addition. And pimento burger also was, very almost like a third of what our burger sales were. So that was another. I always love the pimento cheese. I'm a little biased, but yeah, another great addition to our specials for right now. Another thing I noticed too, fried chicken salad. I don't know if I'm assuming we've had it on the menu, but it was a number 2 selling salad. I was really surprised to see that under kale. So we're definitely selling a lot of those. I think it's a great summertime salad, But yeah, came real close to kill. Well, I should say real close, but it is really popular, which is cool to see because I know it's more fried chicken for the line, but it's definitely a good addition. So that was nice.
Awesome. I can't believe fried chicken again clearing over $1,000 over the burger for dinner. Yep.
Yep.
That's crazy. Every time I see it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions or comments for Jillian? All right. Well, that worked out. All right. Thank you so much, Jillian, for sharing some of your stats with us. I like stats. Oh, shoot. Forgot to switch over. Boop, boop, boop. Give me a second. There we go. All right. And then now we have the Jim show right at time where he wanted to be at the NOP Cash. How you doing, Jim?
Well, I am doing well, Zach. Thank you for mixing it up today.
Oh, yeah.
So in terms of NOP, we're kind of in the middle of the month, and we're having a very good month. We haven't looked at the sales line yet, but we came very close to hitting the $200,000 mark last week. So things are, as you all know, things are starting to rock and roll. I've increased the forecast for NOP for the month up to 50,000. As we sharpen up the other numbers in forecasting throughout the rest of the huddle, I'll be looking at that number a little more closely in anticipation of the ZCOB huddle, which is on Thursday morning. So you may see that number wiggle a little bit come Thursday. Come to the ZCOB huddle if you'd like to see what that looks like. My sense is we have more upside on that 50 than downside at this point. Because things are looking really good. We're starting to have large events like weddings. Those tend to be relatively profitable for us. So things are looking up. From a cash standpoint, we are doing just fine. Now is the time when we need to be thinking of kind of the projects that we want to be investing some of that cash in. And that's the work that's ahead of us.
Exciting work indeed. Thank you, Jim. Anybody has questions for Jim?
Just awesome work, everybody. It's been a ton of work by a lot of people to make that happen.
Oh, geez. There we go. Sorry, guys. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. Have fun with whatever you have planned. All right. So next up, we have Joey Quick with ZXI. We get to him. There we go.
Hi.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we have surveys this week.
We have surveys this week. So this is our first week of actually having our in-house surveys. They rolled out like on Thursday to Friday, so not like a full week, but a little start. We had a 94 ZXI from 33 surveys. I'm gonna work on segregating them into in-house surveys versus park surveys because it's kind of like a medley of them, even though they are a majority in-house surveys. So trends were just great service, po' boys, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. We really did not have a lot of reds this time around. We had a lot of really nice surveys, people that are really happy. There was like one survey that was just like, wish you could order more off the limited park menu, but that's about it. Next week, I'm looking forward to having larger numbers because we'll have a full week of tabletop surveys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joey. Anybody have questions for him on his line or in general? All right. Well, thank you, Joey, for hopping in and telling us what's going on. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, let's go over to Jess. And since we're doing reverse, let's do code greens first, if that's okay. And then code reds after.
No, let's do code reds, code greens, because code reds take more time.
Oh, okay. Whatever you want to do. It's your line.
Yep. Sorry. It's just code greens we can kind of compress. Code reds we have to talk about. So we have 45 code reds, but you'll see in parentheses we have 60. That's kitchen side. We caught at least 15 things. that should have been code reds that were not written or captured. So on the 13th, a guest returned a few retail items that contained eggs. The person selling them told them that they did not contain eggs. I believe those were just donated to the host staff. On the 14th, we had a guest wait 25 minutes over quote for carryout. This is on the PM side. Also on the 14th, we had a guest wait over quote. We did not get a time on that, also PM. We had a guest bring to our attention that a Roadhouse BLT is $16, but a Roadshow BLT is $8.49, and a $5 side does not make up the difference on that. So they were understandably upset. 15th, we had, okay, Lisa.
Lauren would know better, and maybe some other folks that work in the roadshow, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, Lauren, if you want to talk, because I'm certain that the sandwiches are not identical, like in terms of their spec.
Yeah, there's less bacon on the Roadshow BLT. And then we also, I believe we put less tomato on it as well. We only put 4 slices of tomato, and I don't know if there's, less, but it's definitely only 4 slices of bacon, and there's significantly more than 4 slices of bacon on the Roadhouse BLT. So.
Is there a reason why we have 2 different products?
The Roadshow sandwiches have always been designed to be less expensive sandwiches, and the kitchen didn't really do a BLT until, consistently until the closure. So, it's kind of, a little bit of a new thing, have that consistently on the menu. But yeah, the Roadshow was always intended on being something that was a little bit less expensive, and we try to keep under that $10 mark.
Big Bob has a question or a comment.
Well, I think so. I mean, when we make a BLT on the line, in my head, there's no differentiation from a BLT to any of the BLTs. We just make one BLT the same. So we've been selling the ones while the logo has been down, all been the same BLT. So I think, like, streamline things, we should just make the same BLT, but we can take it offline and talk more. But I think it makes sense, and then we can slow pricing, whether we make a small one all the way across the board or what. Because I think it is confusing for a lot of folks, especially when, staffing stuff where the line has had to make a good amount of BLTs, and we don't actually have a BLT on our menu. It's people, I think, ordering Roadshow food side, but I don't know for sure. But just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think an offline discussion for how we fix that is a good idea. Are people okay with that? Cool. Yes, add that to the task list. I guess we can. Who wants to be a part of that task?
I think me and Lauren can take it.
Yeah, well, okay. Bob and I will talk about it.
Cool. Thank you. Consider yourself added. All right, continue, Jess. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So on the 15th, we had some ribs go out that were pretty fatty. Also, on the 15th and the 17th, on lunch, we had some sides and some entrees that were not warm. On the 18th, a guest ordered a medium rare steak, but served a rare steak. And on the 17th and the 19th, we had some guest confusion on which spot to pull into when waiting for food, and they did not receive the correct orders. So happy to field any questions or discussion, or we can move on to Code Green.
Ari has a comment or question?
Well, there was one in there early on that I wanted to ask about, but now I can't remember what it is. What What do you
Was it the
think I was
retail
going to
items?
ask about? No,
Okay. 25 minutes over quote.
no.
Okay.
Try one more.
Well, we had another that guest waited over quote, but we did not have a specific time.
Yeah, no, that wasn't it either. It was a food thing that I was concerned about. Oh, well. It is
Was
what
it
it
that-
is.
We missed about 15 code reds.
Well, that was also a concern. It's like a game show now. I'll look over the list later.
The gym show is over, Ari. Why are you still playing?
It is a concern about people not writing it up because it's not a showstopper, but it does tell me they don't understand really the point of the system, or maybe we haven't done a good job of explaining the point of the system, and maybe people are getting a little too focused on just filling out their requisite one and not using the system as it's really meant to be, which is to catch all of them as best we can.
Sounds like a possible game opportunity. Just so that
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
Code red game. What a fun game to run around.
Good idea. You should get into gaming.
Yeah, maybe I should. All right. Any other questions for Code Reds for Jess? Sorry, Jess. Oh, Taylor.
No.
Well, I didn't know if Jess saw Monica's question that said there weren't any reds on salty fries from yesterday.
I did not see any reds from salty fries. I also know she was super diligent about tasting the fries throughout the night, which I think is super helpful and super proactive instead of reactive.
There you go.
So I guess I need to write a code green about Monica. Speaking of code greens, we had 111 this week, which again, I think we can do better, but I'm going to leave forecasts where they are for right now. But lots of love for the Southern Reuben, the burgers, oysters, donuts, and gumbo. And special shouts out to Nancy, Enrique, David, Sam, Stephanie, and Lisa. That's
Cool.
what I got.
Well, you guys are all great.
And that number, that 111 number probably includes code greens from surveys too, right? So those aren't all staff written code greens.
I do believe they include surveys. I will next week do a more thorough search on them to know how many we're getting from in-house and surveys.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I think that's nice to know.
Thanks, Monica, for the info. That's pretty sweet. And then thank you, Jess, for sharing your line and being diligent about it. I really appreciate it. Let us venture forward to back of house labor cost and totals. Oh, food costs first with Bob. Almost forgot food costs.
Hey.
Gotta do that.
Hey, so food costs is, so we're kind of in the middle of the month. Not a whole lot to report. I think we're doing a pretty good job of our waste of odds and ends, and we need inventory not this week, but the weekend after next because it's a 5-week month. But yeah, not a whole lot to report on the kitchen side of things.
Awesome. Well, all right. Well, thank you for that. Let's then go forward with what I said originally. Back of house labor cost.
Back of house labor costs came in pretty good, 21,747 on a forecast of 21. It was definitely kind of a bit of a tight struggle to get there because we lost a pantry cook midweek, and then we had a couple different call-offs here or there. So the number was great, but it's definitely a little bit tighter than we should have or wanted to be, especially for our fair weekend with a full letting off-site. But with that being said, we're still hiring. We hired a new pantry AM cook, Charnay. She is awesome, and I think she's going to pick it up quick, and we're excited to have her on board. We still have line cooks and dishwashers posted. We brought on some new dishwashers. We have Michael, who started on the PM side of things, and then we have Leonard, who just started on the AM side. We're excited about that. We're feeling pretty good about where our dish staff is. Knock on wood. But we're gonna keep it posted for a little bit, just because things can change quickly, as we all know. But we have some promising line cook interviews coming up, so hopefully, I mean, it seems to be, the tide seems to be like slowly, like we'll get one here, one there. So hopefully that means something, but hopefully it means something for us, that we're going to get back to a better place staffing, because it is tight right now. People are working a lot of hours. Last week we're at about 145, 150 in overtime. Just kind of, there's a lot of people working like 50-hour weeks, some even 55 hours. So we're definitely pushing the limits of what our current staff can do. But we're definitely working hard to get new folks in and support our staff that we have, because we're pretty excited about the folks we have in place right now. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob. It's really exciting to get all the potential people bringing in and people you already have that are recent. It's yeah, and as usual, folks, when you see these new people, if you haven't met them, make sure to introduce yourself and ask them what their name is and get to know them, because it's a little thing, but it goes a long way. Ari?
Well, Zach, you said part of what I was going to say, which I appreciate deeply.
Yeah.
Well, just I mean, it's in everyone's interest that we help these people to get over the initial challenges. It's a lot to take in any new job. Here, it's even more, because we have high standards and we involve so many people in so many things, which is awesome, but also creates challenges. So the more we can all just make an effort to reach out and introduce ourselves, and the more connections and kindness that people get from more areas, the more likely they are to stay. I mean, just statistically, in a typical hierarchical setting, their main relationship is only with the few people they work with and their boss, which could be a supervisor, not a manager. So the more we have 6, 8, 10, 15 different connections with people who are often left alone, the higher the odds that they sink roots into our organizational culture and that they stay, which helps all of us and them.
That makes sense to me. Thanks, Ari. Let's go forward with front of house labor cost with Lisa.
Hello. Thank you for the reminder, Ari. Very good information for everybody. Numbers for front of the house for last week look really good. We came in at 16.7 on a forecast of 16.6. However, it is not entirely accurate. The labor that we had from the wedding on Saturday is not reflected in this number. So I'm not sure what that number is at this point. We will be figuring it out and adding it in. But just so everyone knows, this is just for inside the restaurant, not at the offsite event. But like I said, it looks really good. 8.5%. Sweet. Those higher sales totally helped, which was great. In terms of hiring, well, it continues. We have posted for even more positions in the front, back to posting for busser. So I believe we have busser, host, breakfast server, server. I think supervisor's down, but we do have front of the house manager up. I don't believe we have any applicants yet. That could be inaccurate though. I'll be meeting with Leah today. She's going to help me with some new hire paperwork for a busser, which I let Zach know. We're very excited to bring Austin on board. I believe he's actually going to be with us full time. He currently works at Olga's, but he wants to come over here full time, which is fantastic because we can totally use it. And I'm sure, and he seems like a really cool kid. So he's coming on board. And then Grace Kim, this is the week. She's starting. So she is doing new hire paperwork this afternoon as well. Again, thank you, Leah, for all of your help with that. And we're very excited to start her training, I believe, this Thursday, which is not in Zoom shift yet, but it will be very soon. So we're going to have a new supervisor part-time on for now. So everybody, same as what Ari said, introduce yourself, make her feel welcome. She did work at Miss Kim, so she is familiar with Zingerman's businesses and culture, which is fantastic. And she's worked in many, many different restaurants, including doing some catering and all different positions. So I think she'll probably be a quick learner, and we're excited to bring her on board. And I think that's all I have for now. Thank you.
That's pretty exciting stuff. Yay, hiring. Woo. All right. Any questions for Lisa before we move forward? Well, all right. Let's move forward then. Let's this is back to Felipe with dining room covers and check averages. I don't think there's a relation, Chris. Felipe, you there? Felipe. Well, we can go back to you, Felipe. It's okay. Let's leave this where it is, and hopefully Felipe will join us soon. Let us go to catering and events. Is it Elaine here somewhere? I don't think I see her.
No, I have her proxy.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, how's that all going? Do we have a number for her line?
I don't. So this is what Elaine says. I didn't get a number because she's meeting with Jim for a lesson on forecasting since she hasn't done that before. So catering is on the same upward track. We'll be getting the catering huddle going again soon. So keep your eyes open for a date and time to join if interested. I'm hoping we can meet tomorrow. I have not seen if everyone's able to do that yet, but we were hoping to start it up now because since we have 2 events this weekend and get things going. So in between the manager and the front of the house meeting potentially. So hopefully that will happen tomorrow. We had 16K in event sales last week, and we will have over 30K this weekend in catering sales with the 2 weddings coming up. So, and I believe she's still looking for some help. I think we're still short staff-wise on both of those days. So some folks around the ZCOB are helping to get a few folks to help us, and we'll continue to reach out so that we can have enough staff to run those events well.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Lisa, for the proxy. Let's go into Felipe had Kim's proxy too. So now Felipe, we're down 2 lines for him for Kim's bar proxy. So Lisa, I guess, or let's go to Lauren with roadshow sales. Hopefully Felipe comes back in the next 3 minutes.
All right, excellent. Well, it looks like we had actually one of our slowest weeks in a long time with 57,657, largely coming from online sales being turned off, and then also with 1.5 hour quote time through a lot of the evenings. Just not losing out on a lot of those dinner sales. But I feel like although we didn't have we had some long ticket quotes or over ticket quotes, I feel honestly the kitchen stayed pretty close with quotes through the whole weekend. Yeah, so slow, kind of like putting the clamps on the to-goes so that the rest of the kitchen or the rest of the service can go better. I'm still waiting on the new coffee of the month and the new bread of the month. But though I should have those pretty soon here. And we're hiring still in the roadshow, that's posted. And we're figuring things out and keeping real busy. We had a really good productive meeting last night talking about the Roadhouse Express menu BLC, and then also some tab names BLC. So it's good things happening.
Cool. That's great. Thank you, Lauren. Is there any questions anyone could have for Lauren? Awesome. I saw Fernando. Hold on. Let me try something. Fernando, are you there? Felipe. Hello. Anybody on the screen? Jolie. Cool. That's fine. I just saw Fernando walk by. Wait a minute. Maybe I could shout for somebody else. All right. Well, let's bounce it to Lisa for total sales and dine-in sales.
All right. This feels really weird to be going at the end, but
Yeah.
better late than never. Hello again, everybody.
Hello.
Total sales were rocking last week. Holy moly, almost 198 on a forecast of 200,000. That's amazing. Those are definitely pre-COVID numbers. Super exciting. Only 3 days of art fair at 75% of the restaurant with online ordering turned off. That's pretty amazing. Kudos to everybody. Like Ari said before, we couldn't do it without the help of every single person who works in the restaurant and all their contributions. Really, really nice number. We see the dine-in. People want to come into the restaurant. People are out and about. I don't know if any of you have dined either at the Roadhouse or just in restaurants recently, but it is back and people want to go out, which is wonderful for us and the entire restaurant industry. Yes, thank you, Lauren. When you said the lower number for Roadshow, I was like, oh my gosh, but then I was like, oh yeah, duh, we did have online ordering off, so that totally makes sense. But again, to still do numbers like that's pretty amazing. So I'm very curious. I'm going to adjust maybe the forecast for next week and then looking into August. I mean, I believe we will continue to be on an upward trend. It's just kind of, you know, how much and the division, right? That's what we're trying to figure out. Is it just going to continue to lower for to-goes? I'm sure on some level. We do have the next kind of major thing, although I think I mentioned it here last week or the week before, but I have heard that the electricians and like plumbers and pipe fitters and some of those groups that we get in at the end of July, beginning of August are going to happen in some capacity. I don't have any specific information though. So if anybody hears or does have anything, please share so that we can be prepared for accommodating like we generally do those larger groups coming in and spending a lot of money. So I don't think it's going to be the same as it has been in past years, pretty much like everything right now still. But we might see something from that. And then we do have move-in, which we know will happen, which is exciting, right? It's kind of getting back to normal again, having students come back into town. And that is the 25th through the 29th, I believe, of August. So that is going to be very, very busy for us. I'm certain folks, just like they've been missing going out, they're going to come into town. We're going to have lots of first timers. We're going to have lots of repeat guests that are excited to patronize us while they're here. So we will be ready for all of the students coming back, which is super exciting. Oh, yes. And core. Oh, geez.
Plumbers and pipe fitters. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. I see Felipe has returned as reverse huddles and non-reverse huddles. It seems like he's always the one to end our DOR boards for us. Ari has a question before we get into it.
No, I did a quick look online. Their website, the Ann Arbor website says it's virtual, but Aya told me yesterday, and she's often clued into those groups, that it is happening. So I don't know. I guess that's not really helpful information, but it says on the Ann Arbor visitors website it's virtual. The plumbers.
I would agree with Ari, and Aya usually is pretty tuned into those to that. So I would trust Aya's source on that one actually. So all right, next week will be fun. All right, back over to dining room covers and check averages with Felipe. Hello, welcome back, sir.
Hey, Zach. Apologies, I wasn't here when my line came up. I have contractors and workmen in my home at all hours of the day, coming in and doing things and checking on stuff and giving quotes. Check averages and cover counts, though, very strong. And for once, I forecasted fairly accurately. We've got breakfast coming in a little soft, actually. I think part of that was due to the rain on Friday. Lunch also a little soft. Again, I'm thinking that we missed a little bit of pickup because of the Friday rain. 1021 on a forecast of 1100. Dinner came in just above forecast in 1975 on a forecast of 1950. And brunch, very close enough for Jazz. 875 forecast. Total number actually of arriving was 862. Brunch check average spot on 2308. Dinner check average, the one I always like to talk about, is 3402 on a forecast of $32. So we hit $2 higher above our weight, which is really great. Going forward, I've nudged because of the cover counts that we had last night's dinner, I've nudged up dinner cover counts a little bit this week, but I've otherwise held kind of steady. And I'm really loving how we're playing consistently above the $32 mark on the check averages at dinner. I feel like 33, establishing 33 as a running average is not too far in the distance. So I'm looking forward to that happening soon. The higher check average, the more money we're making for the business, and the more money the staff is making in the front of house across the board. So that's always good. Looking forward, I'm going to keep the numbers kind of where I've got them set, and we'll see how that plays out with the always interesting things that we got coming up, whether it's plumbers, pipe fitters, and move-in. I'll slide over to beverage and bar sales real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Carolyn and Ari both have hands.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was just wondering if when you're doing the average, you mentioned Friday maybe being a little bit slower. I was just wondering if that was speculation or if you actually have those numbers, because like from what I remember, like Friday lunch was super busy. Like it felt like a Friday night to me, people waiting in traffic.
That's a great question. I do actually have the numbers right here in my hand. Yeah, no, the covers, you're absolutely right. I misspoke. Friday was almost 300 people at lunch. So I think it was, looking at the numbers now, we were a little soft on Thursday, and we were a little soft on Tuesday. So it looks like maybe that was more where it picked up. Rain may have actually forced people into the restaurant. So thanks for catching that. You're absolutely right. Ari?
I was just going to point out that in a good way. So the $2 on the check average is almost $4,000 in extra sales. So that helps all of the labor percentages, of course, too, because it's exactly the same work, or not exactly, it's almost the same work to do the extra $2. And it does, as Felipe said, benefit the front of the house staff with the tips and everything too. So there's a lot of upside to that little bit of extra difference. And $4,000, it's a busy week, but even if it's 3,000 spread over the course of the week, it's 150 grand over the course of the year. Or sorry, 3,000 times 50. Is that right? 150 grand over the course of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a big deal. Nice work.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you. I couldn't agree more. If it's all right, I'll slide into Kim's proxy with beverage bar, which I don't have any numbers to report. Kim did not provide me with that, and
it's on the board actually.
I apologize. I didn't get any tail behind the tape. I don't have any story behind the numbers with that. However, the numbers are looking very nice. I would say so myself. Good. Almost $2 grand above the week before. But what Kim did want me to mention was that we are rolling out our new summer cocktail menu tomorrow. So we've got some really tasty items on here. We've got the peach daiquiri, we've got the serendipity and tres piñas, which I will take credit for developing. The Sazerac, and we're going to be having white and bourbon barrel aged red sangria on our cocktail list. So just a few cocktails. I like the variety. We do have a definite almost tropical feel with the peach daiquiri and the tres piñas. And I'll mention this now, and I'll send something if we feel it's necessary. I'll send something out to the staff. But why is it called tres piñas? Well, the pineapple in Spanish is called piña, and whether it is blue agave or not blue agave being used for tequila or mezcal, when they cut off all the leaves, they call that big root ball a piña. So we've got 3 piñas making this drink because it's using mezcal and tequila and pineapple juice. So in case anyone gets a question as to why that is, there's your answer.
And Trace is 3 in Spanish for everybody who doesn't know.
Exactly. Exactly. So looking for these cocktails to start rolling out tomorrow. In fact, as the bartender tomorrow, I can tell you that the bartender's choice cocktail is going to be the Tres Piñas. just to kick off the cocktail list.
Awesome.
And that's what I've got.
I got to get one myself, so that sounds great. Thanks, Felipe. And thank you everyone for a great DOR session. Sorry for the last minute. Let's switcheroo. I like doing random stuff like that sometimes. I appreciate y'all rolling with me on that. I would have been very okay with y'all being like, no, we're gonna schedule that, Zach. We're not doing it like right last minute. So thanks for letting me do it last minute. All right, let's switch it back over. We have a couple discussion topics. Let's get the burger BLC talk. So this was a topic. It's been on the manager's radar. It's been piecemealed together last month or so, and it kind of stalled. And a lot of that, I think, was a short staff issues, combination of that and art fair and some big events like that, and weddings kind of slowed everybody down because all their extra time going into this went elsewhere. But it's been on the table for a bit. We got to push it out. So I guess I don't know if Bob has a minute to talk about it, or Ari, or I don't know really who. I know Ari is the one who wanted to put it on here, so maybe Ari could be the one to talk about it. But I'm with Ari when he messaged me. We got to get this out. Maybe try to roll it out next week if we can.
Random encounters.
Hey, Bob.
Well, I could talk about it. I mean, sure. we sent out the BLC. This is probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago to staff. I think one of the things we heard back was working on some talking points for staff for customers, just because it is kind of a bigger change with our burgers, with the way we're doing the Monday Blue Plate, plus raising the prices around the board, which are all things that we need to do. But I believe that the talking points, Kim was working on them with Lisa, and they should be all set to go, and we just need to put them in there. But outside of that, it's all in the BLC. I can reshare it for all, but there wasn't. I didn't get a whole lot of feedback the first time around. There's a couple of folks, so I think we should be good to go. But I mean, this is just where we're at with trying to bring up. I mean, well, price things accordingly. The Blue Plate burger was always a great thing, but it was also not one of our biggest winners. And we've gotten better over the years, making it a little bit better with kind of charging for some additional stuff like onions and mushrooms. Those used to be all thrown in for free when we first opened up. So this is kind of the next step to kind of get it so it's profitable. Because Blue Plate Burger night is a huge night, and we do sell a lot of them. But this is kind of where we're pushing kind of across the board as we see wages go up, as we see just kind of the market go up on beef prices and beef feed and everything else pretty much across the board, and food land is going up. So hopefully that's giving you guys what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. I think we just got to share it. The front of house needs to be a little more aggressive in sharing it. Not aggressive, but you know what I mean? Like be more forward. There's the word. Forward and sharing it and making sure it's on the pre-shift and all that stuff. So I guess, Lisa, you want to tag team with Kim to figure that out? I can help too if you need me to. I just want to figure out what our next steps are.
Yeah, I can get. She's already has the script, like Bob said. We just need to add it in and reshare it. So I can try to do that today.
Cool. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right. Ari, since you're the one who brought it up, did you have any comments or anything about this, or did Bob pretty much cover what you wanted to say?
No, I think everybody's covered it. I'm guilty too, or not guilty. I'm a part of the issue, but we haven't just got behind on things for all the reasons that you said. Yep. So it's not a crisis. I just wanted to try to get us moving because there's never an ideal time, and everybody's done the work. We just have to, as Ron would say, push it over the finish line, the goal line.
Awesome. Well, all right. Looks like we're on the pace to do that. So
just to confirm, we're going to start on Monday next.
Monday, and then technically, since I know a lot of that affects a $1 increase for all burgers not being on Monday, so okay. Tuesday will be the first day that burgers are $17.19.
Okay, so in the spirit of BLC, just it seems like we need to make sure everybody knows.
Yep.
And then also what action steps, I'm just wondering, I might have, who's got a task coming out of the huddle today, just to make sure we're all clear on who's doing what.
It is my understanding that Lisa has a task to make sure Kim is good on her end, and then we'll send it out via email, and then it'll go on pre-shift, and it'll go in the BLC biter, all 3 places.
Okay. There's probably other tasks though. Is Marcy, are you on here?
Her name is on
Sorry,
here.
sorry. Yeah, I'm on here. I am on the list, I think, to update the blue plate sign. Correct?
Okay.
Yes, because we need
Yeah.
to take the garden salad part off.
Yes.
Or we're making it so you can add a garden salad for $1, right? Maybe we should make sure that is ironed out in stone, right?
Yeah.
Mini garden for $1. That's correct, Bob?
Is that what you landed on, Bob, for pricing?
I believe so. I don't have my computer right in front of me, but I think that's where we landed.
Cool. So we'll have to make sure. I don't know how that would look, Marcy, but I'll trust your creative judgment on that.
Okay. Yeah. It just means getting some additional lettering from Express Signs. And hopefully I can get that before Monday. If not, it won't take much longer than the middle of next week.
Well, we need something up there though, Mark. So if it has to be papered over with a nice lettered sign, that's okay too.
Yeah. And
okay.
Amanda, the blue plate price will not change. The salad is disappearing, but the guests can add a mini salad on for an additional $1, bringing it up to $16.95. And then the burgers throughout the full week, like the normal burger, like on a Wednesday, will be $17.19, not $16.18. That's basically the change in a nutshell.
Well, I'm not putting all of that on the sign though, right? It's just
no. Amanda just asked
okay.
a good question. I wanted to. I can quickly give her like a 10-second answer. So
okay.
Anyway. Awesome. All right. So thanks for the great discussion there. We have another discussion topic Lisa wanted to talk about, and I'm very excited about this one because I also was going to talk to her about sending out a staff email myself because this is getting ridiculous. Safety shoes and uniform requirements. Lisa, take it away.
All right. Yep. Just say, like I mentioned in the beginning of the huddle, my plan is to send out an email. I haven't done that quite yet. It is on the list of things to do, but it is in regards, yes, to all uniform compliance, but really, really important piece of that, as you all know, are safety shoes, and having a black safety shoe. Right now, their footwear is all over the place, and some of that is coming out of the pandemic where, there was quite a bit of time where the dining room wasn't open. We were just doing to-goes. We went off and on, dining room open, dining room not open, dining room open, as you all recall. And so it was intentional that we were a bit lax on stuff during this time period. As we are hopefully seeing our way out of the pandemic, however, we do need to get back to us all looking uniform in our uniforms and having safety shoes on, because it is a busy restaurant and becoming even busier by the day, which is wonderful. But we do have slick floors, we do have a kitchen, we have all of those things, which requires a safety shoe. And so if everybody can take a task, if you do not have or have not been wearing your safety shoes, please wear them or get a pair. I know there are different levels, right? Like some you can go and buy a pair for $15-20. I'm sure you can go spend $200 or more on a pair of shoes. But because it is a cost, I was going to give folks a while to, get their money together and go buy a pair if they do not have a pair. But it is really, really important that everyone does have them. So for anyone who has questions, I'm happy to answer questions regarding them. But again, it should be a black slip-resistant safety shoe. We have, I don't think it's Shoes for Crews anymore, forget the name of the company that we use, but there are catalogs at the Roadhouse that you can purchase shoes through. We do have masked, which they're on the pricier side, but masked shoes in the mall. They definitely have a large selection of safety shoes. But you can also go to DSW, Meijer. I don't think Sears is even there anymore, but a lot of places do sell them, and you might have to ask what is your selection of safety shoe, like a slip-resistant safety shoe, and they'll show you what they have. So they do sell them lots of different places. Again, if you have any questions, please see me, any manager, but we do need to make sure that we're being as safe as we can around the Roadhouse going forward. So
awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. That's really well done. Yeah, really important. We just don't want accidents. It's bad times. We just need to make sure everybody's safe. All right. Now those two discussion topics / announcements are over. Let's get into a task. Monica, before we get into it.
Sorry, I have a quick announcement. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can jump. We can add your announcement in right now.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I didn't realize we were at announcements. Okay,
not quite,
so
but almost.
yesterday at the chef's meeting, we talked about bringing back the back of house huddle.
Oh, shoot.
Woo! So just a heads up, I'm gonna get some signs posted around the restaurant today, and I have a feeling Bob's gonna be sending out an email soon, unless I'm mistaken, just to give everybody a heads up. But we are gonna go at our old time, and in case you don't remember what it was, that was Wednesday at 2 p.m. We're gonna do it in person around the back prep table, the same way we used to. We are very, very excited to get that going again. So like I said, signs going up soon, some emails going out, but just a heads up, that is on the radar. So not this week, but next week.
Awesome. That's exciting. Thank you, Monica, for sharing. That's really good news. All right. So task review. I think there actually was a couple tasks doled out today.
Yeah, so for new tasks, I have Lauren and Bob to talk BLTs, Kim to order more domestic beers for the plumbers and pipe fitters. I have Lisa, Bob, Kim, and Marcy all have tasks regarding the Blue Plate BLC. I didn't catch what all of them were, but I'm assuming those are on a task list in the actual BLC too, or action steps. And then everyone to make sure you have a pair of black safety shoes. They must be slip resistant. For old tasks, I have everyone write some good code greens this week. Talk to at least 3 people about this huddle time. All front house managers and supervisors to hold staff accountable for writing codes on shift at checkout. Ari, Kim, and Monica working on the bread service situation. Joey to work on
We
table
need to
size.
get going on that. I haven't done anything either, so let's try for next week. Maybe Monica, maybe we can meet. Thank you.
Monica said she send out an email. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, Joey to work on table size survey stuff. Is this done now, Joey, or is it still working?
I'd say it's technically done. I mean, there'll be ongoing work when we start doing table tents and whatnot, but that's still in the future, so I would take that off.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I had Elaine to add Juneteenth to 43 folders. I'll email her and see if she's done that. And then everyone to check over documents to change from the word monkey to task and the task list. And then another one for everyone to reminder to write a code red when you see something happen in the moment, which apparently is still very necessary. I'll leave that on there for a while since we had 15 that weren't caught that we know of. And that's all I had.
Awesome. Great list. And thank you for sharing. It actually helps to share because now we're all being reminded of stuff. That's why it's great that it's there. Thank you. Announcements and appreciations. I got an announcement, which is an exciting one. Do we have anything to follow?
Thursday is the ZCOB huddle.
It is. That is a good
Love
point.
to have y'all there. And then please, when you're introducing yourself to the new people, you could invite them to come to the huddle at the same time.
And if you're interested in any of like Great Service Group or any of the big groups that we do, we're going over all their ZAP stuff. So if you're interested, this is the one you want to go to for sure. Joey?
All right, so we're getting close to August. August is an open enrollment month for community shares. We're going to have a range of classes emailed out for people. You're required to take a class to buy a community share. You also need to be out of orientation. Community shares cost $1,000. You can do a payroll deduction of $19.26, a pay period, and this makes you an owner immediately. You get your benefits book, and you're eligible even for the payout. So you'll get 75% of the payout towards your $1,000, and you'll get a part of it for your taxes. If you have any questions, if you want a personal session with me, I will be out of town for a lot of August, but I will be checking my email. So if you want to email me about stuff, forward people there. I'll be teaching a class at the Roadhouse, I believe, on August 27th. So I'll be back to do that. And also, we're doing staff partner nominations right now. So the governance committee currently is working on the whole staff partner selection process, and it starts with the nominations. And it's a really special, nice thing that you can do for someone. Nominate them, write something out for them, and it doesn't take much time. It means a lot to people. It means a lot to us at governance committee, and it's just a great process. So if you have any questions about any of those things, please let me know. I'm happy to talk to you.
Thanks, Joey. Ari?
I was going to say that. So Joey, thank you for beating me to it. And then in 5 things tomorrow, I have the write up about the training compact, which if you haven't looked at it lately, or if you have new people, good to remind them about it.
Agreed. Right. Appreciations.
Appreciate you for running a great huddle, Zach.
Thanks.
I appreciate Terralyn for always being there to help me out with whatever I need. She's so sweet and wonderful.
She's pretty great. All right, Lisa.
I like to appreciate all of the event staff. So all of the leaders in the front and back, and then all of the folks who are helping to actually work the events. We're just getting back into the swing of things, as you know. It's been quite and we have a lot of new folks helping out. So thank you to everybody for their patience and for pushing through and for some good communication coming up and for making everything improve and better as we move forward. So lots of work ahead of us, but excited about that. Kudos to everybody, like I said, for a wonderful art fair couple of days. We definitely hit some snags with staffing, and I do want to appreciate everybody for their flexibility because there's quite a few people that really last minute had to kind of switch what they were doing. Some people moved from, food running to busing. I know Hesna has been wonderful and been moving from hosting to busing and really, really working hard with that. Like I said, we couldn't do it without everybody coming together, and really everyone had a great attitude and was just like hustling the entire time and going with the flow. So, and it made, look at the numbers and look at, we had so many happy guests in over the couple of days. People were super excited to come in. They remember the Roadhouse. When they come into town, they want to come visit us. So, and I talked to lots of folks who are happy to be here and eat with us. Thank you to everybody who came to the Roadshow meeting last night. Thank you, Lauren, Terralyn, everybody for planning and for all the great discussion and BLCs that are going on in that area. It is very appropriate work, and thank you to everybody for, again, just coming together and for all the great teamwork. And I want to appreciate Joey for being awesome and for leading service group and for all the wonderful things he does, for also being flexible with all the different positions that you work and everything that you have your hand in. You do a fantastic job with really great energy. So thank you so much.
He's good about talking about sharing the community.
He is.
All right, Monica.
Okay, I found the unmute. I mentioned something in notes. I'm going to write a code green still, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Jess yesterday for what we were joking as her impromptu wheel training. We had a little shuffle around for a couple minutes last night, and she ran the line for, I don't know how long it was, but she did great. And I'm really excited that, to see that.
Awesome. And then Lauren.
Yeah, I want to double up on some of those appreciations for Joey and Terralyn. They're both just phenomenal people, and couldn't do everything without you guys. Also appreciate the whole Roadshow and To Go team, and everyone who, pulled long hours and worked really hard. We had some really busy brunches, and everyone really came together. We had some really good shifts over the weekend. So thank you to everybody who works in that team.
Awesome. Ari, next.
I'll go really quick because I have a lot more than I'm going to share, but I want to appreciate, there's so many great people working at the Roadhouse. It's really inspiring. I just want to thank everybody. We all know that everybody's short-staffed. We all know it's stressful and taxing, and I just appreciate everybody keeping focused. And my hope is that when we hit the 1st of September, that the employment shortage is going to be remedied. And it's hard to get through without enough people, but everybody's just doing a really remarkably great job. So thank you. I want to appreciate Aurora, who agreed to write an apology letter as a second person in for a code red yesterday, which she did it quickly and effectively. I think it means a lot. And just appreciate everybody for plowing ahead. Thank you all.
Yeah. Marcy?
Hi, yes, thank you. I just wanted to appreciate Malik, as usual, because of his beautiful photography. If you guys haven't seen the cocktails yet, they are gorgeous. I will be sending them out via social media today, and you'll see them on the website over the next couple days. But also just the fact that he's going out to things like the Peach Truck and the West Side Farmers Market and trying to capture some of the really, really awesome, unique things about the Roadhouse as well.
Awesome. All right, so great group appreciations. I'll just give my last little one. Is yesterday was a interesting day to say the least, but I thank Malik again and Court for staying on for doubles to help with the call off situations that kind of came out of the blue, and we pulled it together, and I think we had a good night. So it would not have truly would not have been possible without those two, though. So thank you, and also thank you to Nathan for moving over to busing to help out Aaron. All right, well, Court and Malik. And then they could throw Nathan in there because he moved from food running to busing, which isn't as glamorous, but he did it without even thinking. So it was nice of him. I appreciate you all as well. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the sun out there if there is sun to be had. I have a little cloud over here. I don't know what you guys have it in Arbor, but I'll see you in a minute. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.